In July of 2020, I decided to take my first trip since the start of the pandemic. Not feeling quite ready for international travel, I decided to explore my own country by road. My route would take me through the central provinces of Canada, starting in Alberta, then to Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and northern Ontario before making the journey back home. The first stretch of my trip would be the drive from Calgary to Regina, an 8-hour drive across some of the flattest landscapes on Earth. Alright, well the GPS tells me I have about 30 minutes to get to Medicine Hat, Alberta, which is about the 6th largest city in the province. From there it'll be a 30-minute drive to the Saskatchewan border, and then I will be driving about 4 hours further to the capital of Saskatchewan, Regina. Welcome to Medicine Hat, Alberta. I'm here at the world's largest teepee, which is pretty much the city's claim to fame. Prairie towns and cities are often dotted with these landmarks. The world's largest whatever. It is pretty interesting to see the different tribes that are commemorated by this teepee. Lots of different artworks on display around the base. The sky is rapidly setting at this point. I'm not even out of Alberta yet. Got about 20 more minutes to go to the Saskatchewan border. It's about 9:30 p.m. at this point. The sun is rapidly setting, but I am crossing into Saskatchewan. About 3.5 hours up the road is Regina, so that is where I'm headed for this evening. This is one of the flattest provinces in Canada, and this stretch is admittedly a little bit boring, so you're not going to miss too much scenery as I traverse my way through the dark. Just arriving in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, the first major town along the route. Feeling a little bit tired at this point. It's a very monotonous drive, very straight, so very boring. Alright, just one more hour to go, not even that, 45 minutes until I reach my hotel in Regina. This is Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. So far, I have traveled 700 kilometers. Well, I'm still about 50 kilometers away, but I can finally see the lights of Regina. I'm getting very close at this point. I am entering Regina, Saskatchewan. It is 1:25 in the morning, so quite the late night for me. Glad to be heading to my hotel here, which I should arrive at in the next 10 minutes or so. All right, I am finally at my hotel here in Regina, Saskatchewan. It is 1:45 in the morning. Pretty standard Holiday Inn type accommodation. This room was free with points, so I'm very happy to have a place to settle in for the night because I am quite tired. With a population of just under 240,000 people, Regina is the capital of Saskatchewan Province and the home of Canada's Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Downtown Regina, Saskatchewan. Really beautiful July morning. You can see some of the more modern skyscrapers behind me, as well as some of the historic buildings in the foreground. Really beautiful city. And the HSBC towers are right over here. Here's the World War I memorial in downtown Regina. All right, heading back to the car, and then I'll be off to the Saskatchewan Legislative Assembly, the seat of government in this province. Canadian traffic jam. So I've made it to the Saskatchewan Legislative Assembly here on the shore of Lake Wascana. Well, definitely one of the things that I remember the most about my childhood visits here are the sheer number of Canada geese that are present here. They're everywhere. So this impressive stone building was built in the Beaux Arts style between 1908 and 1912, which makes it well over a century old at this point. You can see at the very top the Saskatchewan flag is flying alongside the Canadian flag and the British Union Jack. I would have loved to take some drone photography of the lake and the Legislative Assembly in the distance. Unfortunately, drone photography is prohibited here next to the Legislative Assembly, so unable to get my drone in the air to take some cool video of the building and the lake. Well, it's definitely not the Manhattan skyline, but it'll do. It's a beautiful day out here on the lake today. All right, before heading the road to Winnipeg, I'm going to be stopping here at Starbucks to grab an iced Americano. Pretty much the last civilization until Brandon, Manitoba, about 4 hours up the road.